What about the story and the line that is coming out of Kabul that women in the public sector should not go back to work, and the news that the Taliban believes that if a man can do that job, any job, then it should be done by a man and not by a woman? Is that a directive from the Taliban?
It is a necessity of the hour. It is not because the woman cannot do the job. Let's say clerical work in an office, a woman can do it perfectly, but the situation is in a way that men are the breadwinners of the family. There are a lot of men versus women in the society that are looking for jobs and they don't have anything. So the priority is given to men at this hour because they are the ones who must bring food to their wives, to their daughters, to their sons. And therefore, we are suggesting that they should be given the first choice so our sisters and mothers and daughters could take care of their own lives that they have been under oppression for the past 20 years under the name of woman right. Their sons have been getting killed, their husbands have been put in prison, their children have got lost and they never seen it. They have suffered so much in the past 20 years, and not only because a few women under the name of woman, they had all the luxury, all the beautiful lives and money and traveling possibilities, while 98% of Afghan women suffered severely. Therefore, we are providing a situation for them to relax at home for a time, enjoy the security, let their husbands and sons bring bread into the house so they could prepare themselves to go and do what they want to do in regard to social work and regarding education and regarding business. Let's not forget that our mother, Khadijah al-Kubra, the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was a businesswoman. Bibi Aisha Siddiqa, our other mother, was a teacher. When there are these examples in the Islamic history and belief, why would not Taliban follow that kind of Islamic teaching and examples? But it is in that situation, even when Bibi Khadijah al-Kubra and Miss Bibi Aisha did business, let's not forget that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions did everything possible for the society, for the woman, so they could come and get out of their houses and come and get educated or do business. So that's the example we are following up. Definitely, they will have their share of market, they will have their share of education, they will have the share of their lives. We all understand that when you educate a man, you educate one person. When you educate a woman, you educate the whole community, a family, because it's the mother that raises all these champions.
Just a final question about the political ideals of the Taliban. I mean, everybody understands, and it's been said by the group itself, that it wants to rule through its interpretation of Sharia law. But are elections part of the Taliban's plan for the future of Afghanistan? Will the group commit itself to fair and free, open elections?
It depends on the situation. Let's not forget, the Muslims have 4 examples in forming government, which is the 4 Khilafah RASHIDEEN, the first 30 years after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we have 4 ways that we formed government. One of them, the 3rd Khalifa of Islam, Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, he was elected by the people of Medina through an election commission, and that is one way. But we have 3 other ways. The election is not a must as long as there is a government that could be formed for the people, to serve the people and by the people, and everybody's happy and all social services is provided and the government is able to deal with internal policies and politics and be a good member, a good citizen of the world, to be able to deal with the world in a brotherly way and a peaceful way. That is the government we want. We have seen elections in Egypt. Look at it. It is a government that came through coup d'etat, and this person, Sisi, is putting himself in the government for 30 years, calling it election. We had 4 elections in Afghanistan for Mr. Karzai and Mr. Ghani. You saw how corrupt it was, which shows us that elections are not something that we must have. Even in the United States, you saw Mr. Trump that claimed even until today, after 9 months of Mr. Biden's administration, he claims that there was fraud in the election. So if we are just showing the people a one-man show, which is election, that is something else. But if we want an effective government, that has to come through some kind of understanding, through the beliefs of the people, through the culture of the people, through effectiveness for the people. Therefore, for Afghans, we don't want to stick to this one point. We have 4 options. We are going to take our time and study our country, our people, our culture, and see how best we could serve and create a government that could be for the people. And as I mentioned earlier, that how they could deal with the international community, especially Islamic world, especially our friends like Turkey, Pakistan, and other countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Iran. These countries are important for Afghanistan as Muslim brothers. Therefore, we want to have the chance to do our work in the next few months or a year, whatever time it takes. Let's not bog down ourselves through a fake date. Let's say 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. And if we are not ready, then the whole world will pinpoint and say, hey, look, you guys said this and now you are not doing it. But if we are assisted to do those things, I think it'll be benefited. The Afghan people will benefit, the world will benefit, and it'll be a win-win situation for everybody.
Mohammed Daoud Abdi, thank you so much for joining us on the News Hour on TRT World.